Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Major Hype. My name is Maxwell. I do a show every single weekday, Monday through Friday, talking about entrepreneurship, money, and real estate. Today's no different, so let's get started. So recently, an internal memo from Amazon got leaked, and it said that by 2024, they could essentially just run out of employees. You think about it, Amazon's like doing some revolutionary things, not only in America, but throughout the entire world. They said that they have grown their workforce from 2019 to 21 double, from 800,000 to nearly 1.2 million people. That's amazing. They said rapid turnover is one of the reasons why Amazon cannot keep up with the demand that they need for employees. They said the company churns 3 times the amount of employees than their competitors. Now think about that. That has to probably do something with the work conditions and everything else. But Amazon was one of the first ones to really say, hey, look, we're gonna pay $15 an hour minimum wage. And we all thought that was pretty good. So how can they fix that? Number one is they probably need to relax some rules, maybe loosen the work guidelines and longer breaks, or being so strict with employees. That's probably one way you can do that. Another thing that the internal memo said that they can do is have better planning. The internal memo said that HR said simply all their new warehouses, they need to just make sure that the surrounding areas have a better workers pool. Now, another solution that I've seen here recently is Amazon completely automated an entire warehouse. One of their new warehouses is completely automated. Essentially, no work staff. They have very, very minimum work staff and robots do every single thing. Maybe that is the way that things are going in the future. I know that Matt, one of my producers, visited the local BMW manufacturer in South Carolina, and they spent a lot of money on automation. That robots did everything pretty much from A to Z for that car. So maybe that's where Amazon's heading. So they're going to spend a lot of money in that department as well, I believe. Now, earlier this week, I did a story about Las Vegas, and Clark County is back in the news again. They are another city doing rules about Airbnbs. One of their new rules is saying, hey, listen, Airbnbs cannot be within 1,000 feet of each other. And if you have an Airbnb, it has to be more than 2,500 feet from a resort. They also said that the county can come in and inspect the Airbnb anytime without prior notice. Oh my goodness, why are they doing this? They're also coming down very hard and very strict on these short-term rental owners by saying that they can now be charged with misdemeanors for violation of any of these actual rules. They're saying that something as minor as misplacement of trash can result in a misdemeanor. Now, in these new draft of rules, you have to apply to be able to actually become an Airbnb participant. But the county says they're going to keep the fees low because they want to make sure that regular people, mom and pops, can also put their houses in the short-term rental game. They also said they want to make sure that party houses can immediately have their rights pulled so that they can no longer have an Airbnb. And if they do that, it's going to be 7 years before you can apply to be in the short-term rental game again. And if you get caught running a short-term rental or Airbnb in Clark County after this rule passes, you can be charged up to $1,000 to $10,000 a day. They found that you broke the rule. What is going on, and why are cities breaking down so hard on actual Airbnbs and short-term rentals? Maybe they need to step up their lobbying game, which I've heard to the grapevine that Airbnb is actually doing. All right, in story number 3, retirement accounts are not looking too great. I got to read this stat because they surveyed 1,000 working Americans, and it says they have very or little retirement at all. Less than half of those surveys said they have less than $100,000 saved. Not even close enough to support the median amount that it costs to live, which is around $40,000 a year in retirement. 1/6 of those people said they have absolutely nothing, and 1/3 of those people are actually making 0 contributions to their retirement account. So people in this survey who are still working, that are a minimum age of 60 years old, said they have only about $112,000 saved up for the retirement. Retirement for them is only 5-6 years away. That means more and more older people are going to be working because they're simply forced to. Here's another stat that's interesting. 30% of the people in there, the millennials, that said they are relying on cryptocurrency to actually fund some of their golden years. Now, I'm not saying that's silly, but you probably need to have another plan outside of cryptocurrency being the future for you and your retirement. Now, one of my mentors told me that if 100 people started working at the age of 25, only one of them would be wealthy. That means $6 or $7 million net worth. 2 of them will be financially independent enough to take care of themselves, and everybody else will be dead or relying on government assistance or family to help them do that. That is actually a statistic by the U.S. Bureau of Statistics, labor statistics. That means nobody really has a plan, and what we're doing now, the American dream, is not working. So you really need to gain some financial literacy when you have time to do that. And you can make it there faster than you think. You just have to realize you have a problem and start working towards that, because nobody wants to be working forever. I know I don't. Now, here's a cool story. I love to share stories of success. A lady named Christy Wolf worked for $13 an hour in Idaho at a potato place, right? Places that like process potatoes. She saved up enough money because she just lived real frugal, and she was able to buy a piece of land off of Craigslist in Hawaii for $8,000. Since then, she's quit her job and she started in the short-term rental business. I hope she doesn't get shut down like a lot of these other people are. But what she does is she has about 4 Airbnbs that are all off-grid right now, and they're all themed. They're specially themed. Now, here's the cool thing. All of her Airbnbs have been booked out for at least 2 years. So that just shows you that if you really, really want something and you're willing to sacrifice a lot to get it, you can do it. And the short-term rental play is an amazing way to actually do that. So shout out to Christy Wolf. We don't know each other, but it's an amazing story, and I wanted to share it with everyone. If you have some student debt, this may be some good news for you. President Biden said that talks are on the table for him to do like a relief program, a student forgiveness. Now, what this says is not going to be all your student loans, but basically $10,000 of your student loans if you make under $150,000. He also said that there's going to be maybe another loan extension period where you don't make any payments, because right now, for the last few years, a lot of people with student loans have not had to pay those actual loans. So they may be doing an extension on that. There may be another $10,000 in loan forgiveness coming, and if so, that may be good for you. Now, here's the thing. This may be good for some people, and some people are against it, and I want to know what your thoughts are in the comments. But if we're giving this money here, where does it take from over here? Now, I'm not saying I'm for or against forgiveness of student loans. I don't have any because I just didn't go to college, but I'm wondering, where is this coming from? What's going to be the sacrifice of this? So I'd love to read more in this actual proposal that he has. And when he does, I'll do the reading so you don't have to. And I come back and report to you and give you my thoughts on where the money is going to be coming from, because that's going to be a lot of money for a lot of people, because a lot of people do not make over $150,000 and are worried about student loans. So we'll see. I'll bring more news to you as it comes. We'll see what happens. They said maybe July, August, they're going to do that announcement, but I'm sure if that is coming, the actual proposal is going to be leaked and we'll be able to read it and give you the updates. All right. I hate to bring these stories to you, but I have to, because it's important for you to know and understand. JP Morgan, their home lending division, is laying off people. There's about 1,000 employees that it plans to cut because lending applications are down, simply because mortgages have jumped up pretty high from the record lows. I mean, just a few months ago, you can get a loan for like under 3%. Now it's somewhere in the 5 or 6s, which is a big jump, but not in the grand scheme of things. It's actually pretty decent if you compare the 70s and 80s. Now, if you remember me reporting, Wells Fargo, Compass, and Redfin, everybody that's attached to these mortgage sides, because mortgage applications are down over 50%. Refis are down over 75%. So they simply just do not need the staff to process the applications that do not exist. So all of these companies that were directly tied to the low interest rates and the high mortgage applications are laying off people because they simply don't need them. As more and more people start to get laid off, I start to get concerned about consumer confidence. We'll see what happens. I'll keep my eye on this as always, so I can bring you the updates so you don't have to watch 24 hours worth of news to find out what's really important to you. All right, as you guys can probably tell, I am not home right now in my studio. I'm actually in Jamaica, in home, hanging out with my family and my wife, but I still want to bring you the show Monday through Friday all the time. So you're going to be seeing me here for the next few episodes as we record right here. But here's a cool story. As you guys know, I really, really love traveling. I think it really helps you as an entrepreneur. It is one of the most amazing things that people don't talk to that is an advantage when you want to be an entrepreneur. So a woman named Jessica Nabongo did something that only 400 people in this world have actually done. She's traveled to every single country. Yeah, all 195, including North Korea. And I explain later how she did that. She just released a book called Catch Me If You Can, which I think is a brilliant idea. But as an entrepreneur, I talk about that traveling gives you such an upper advantage to the people that don't travel. It allows you to solve problems, and I'll post a video in the link below of my reason why I love to travel so much. This is an amazing book. I can't wait to get my hands on it because she talks about all the lessons that she learned visiting all 195 countries. Now, Jessica has a passport from a country that actually allows their residents and their citizens to go into North Korea. So that's how she was able to actually do that. But Jessica, shout out to you. And maybe one day I can do the same thing you have done and visit all 195 countries. Now, I'm not sure if I want to go to North Korea, but if I want to do what you did, I guess I have to. So we'll see what happens. But anyways, guys, this is your episode of Major Hype. I'm your host, Maxwell. I'm not in the studio. I'm in the beautiful country of Jamaica. But don't worry, I'm still going to be delivering you every Monday through Friday. And if you haven't subscribed, please do me that favor. I know a lot of you have subscribed over the last few episodes. And to you who are welcome, I love you. And for you guys who've been rocking with me since 2016, 17, I love you even more. I got way more content to come, but smash that subscribe button, hit the like, turn on the notifications, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend, and I love y'all. Peace.